What did you think you were really good at until you saw someone who was actually really good at it? My dad likes gardening, and loves his plumeria. He has about 30. He recently found a local plumeria club on Facebook, and went to a meetup. He was the only one there with less than 100. My mother has stopped complaining about him having too many plumeria. Ping pong. I made the mistake of playing an old guy that hangs out at one of the bars, and he freaking wrecked me. It wasn't even close. He returned all of my best serves effortlessly, and would put the craziest spin on all of his shots. He gave me good advice afterwards, and told me I play too fast for my own good. I bought him a drink, and shamefully went back to my friends. I thought I was pretty good at Tetris. People who saw me play were quite impressed. Then I started playing Tetris 99. Turns out I'm not that good. I began piano lessons at an early age, 5, and my parents and my teacher made me believe I was some kind of fabulous child prodigy. I later found out I was merely a worm compared to real pianists, but I did enjoy playing the piano, so there's that. Table tennis. We had a table at work, and so I started playing any time I could, with whoever I could. I'd played a little when I was a kid, so picked it back up quickly, and started getting half decent. Eventually, I started playing with one coworker fairly regularly. He was good, no doubt. At first he was clearly just volleying with me, not actually putting it away when he'd get the chance. This made it more fun for me to be sure, and offered me great practice. Anyway, after about a year, I'd gotten to the point where I could cream everybody I'd play with ease, except him, and our games had elevated drastically, to the point of all out smashing the ball back and forth standing 10 feet away from the table. And I actually started winning some games every now and then. I was ecstatic. Well, one day, after losing a pretty heated game to me, and me being just a little bit pompous about it, my table tennis buddy / coworker pulls a total Inigo Montoya on me, flips the paddle from his left hand, which he 100% consistently used when playing against me, into his right, and says to me, "You know I'm right-handed, right?" I did not, nor did I ever win another game against him. Hiking. I honestly thought I'd be one tough mother effer, canceling my apartment, and going into the big wide world of Scandinavia, Faroe and Iceland with only my backpack, and sleeping outside. Then I met a guy who just came back from a 700 kilometers glacier hike at 40°C in Greenland who came to Faroes just to recover. Sadly, that guy became my partner, and he had shown me in so many occasions of what my body is literally not able to endure, that I had to readjust my whole self-image. I eat more chocolate now. Edit. This is us, link 1 in description. I am a better whistler than maybe 98% of the population, but compared to a world-class whistler I sound like a corpse fart. Skiing. Thought I was the quickest of the quick, craving perfect parallel lines, living my life on the edge. Nope. Ski team whizzed by me when I thought I was going fast. Turns out, I'm just a buffoon on 2 planks snow plowing around ungracefully. 8-ball, and 9-ball. I had a table at home, and would practice while watching TV. No one could beat me. In college I'd play a $1 a ball, everyone owed me money. Then I played someone that regularly entered tournaments. I was lucky if I got to shoot because he was running the table every game. Programming. Learned a lot in college, and at my first job, I switched based on my skills, came to new company, met my senior who was incredibly talented, and realized I have a long way to go. Guitar Hero. I never met anyone who could beat me, then I saw a dude on YouTube 100% bark at the moon with his back to the screen and I'm done. As a 23-year-old birder, it's humbling to be beside a retired 70-plus-year-old who can see birds where none seem to be, and identify them. I've come to the realization that I'm very mediocre at a lot of things. I can do most anything, just not well. Driving. Everyone thinks they're a good driver, sit along with a professional driver as they go through a course, and then try to do the same? So humbling. Math. I'm a theoretical physicist, and I always felt I was pretty good at math in undergrad. Then I met the professor I'm working for right now. One of my life goals is to become at least 3/4 as good at theoretical physics as he is. Then I met Ed Witten. Then I read some papers by Freeman Dyson. Damn. Drawing and painting. One of the things they don't discuss in art school are the near constant beatings your confidence takes, most of them self-inflicted. I used to teach high school art, and those kids were amazing. They should have been teaching me. When I was in 5th grade, I didn't really have any friends, was bullied, picked last for sports, etc. At recess, and at home, I started running because I wanted to be good at it. It went on for a few months and I had convinced my little 10-year-old mind that I was a superb runner, and super fast. One day in physical education they basically had us race each other. I got put up against these two popular girls that were best friends and I just knew that this was my moment, and all my work was going to pay off, and people will like me. They smoked me. Playing guitar. I'm good enough to impress normal people, but I could never reach the level of a professional musician. I think I'm a pretty solid writer. Every now and then I read a novel that just makes me think, well, I love you, but also F you a little bit. Fighting. I won a crap ton of amateur MMA bouts, and a few professional, but then I met someone who beat the freaking brakes off of me for like 3 rounds, and then choked my ass out. Turns out, I am pretty okay at it, but I am no world champion lol. At one point I thought I was pretty savvy in Excel since I was the best at it out of the people I knew. Well, then I meet someone who really knew how to use Excel, and realized that I really only knew the basics. I thought I was exceptionally smart because I was a talented and gifted program in school. I was a great test taker, I got good grades, and breezed through getting my bachelor's degree. School was always pretty easy for me. Then I went to law school. Everyone was older than me, had actual life experience, and they were really freaking smart. People would ask such thought-provoking questions, I couldn't believe we had read the same thing. I realized graduating high school, and getting a bachelor's in political science at a state school wasn't genius-level stuff. And I had developed absolutely zero studies skills over the prior 21 years. My first year in law school hit me like a ton of bricks, but it all worked out. Video games. Every time I find a game I feel like I'm really good at, I always find a close friend that's X100 better than me in that game. I learned to solve a Rubik's Cube, and practiced until I could solve one in like 30 seconds. Then I saw a video of the world record at the time, which was like 4.9. That was pretty depressing for me. Okay, I'll jump in. In my late 20s I had never lost a single game of Scrabble in my life. I have a pretty large vocabulary, and a talent for pattern matching, so I was always able to come up with very long words, and find high bonuses to place them on. The true Scrabble players are already laughing at me. Well, I was looking for something to do with my time, and decided to try the local Scrabble club. I'll cut to the chase, I didn't win a single game. I didn't even present a challenge to a single player there. Several of them got annoyed at having to match up with someone as bad at Scrabble as me. I left that night deeply humiliated, but amazed. I never went back. What I learned that night is that championship Scrabble players do not bother hunting for 150-point megascore words. No, they kick your ass by placing 3 tiles that cross-connect to form 5 different words, 3 of which are 2-letter words, and all of which somehow share the same triple word score tile even though only 2 words can possibly use it. And they score like 226 points by laying down those 3 tiles. It's incredible. It's as much art as science. So I learned a lot about humility from that one. Avoiding work. I thought I was good at it. Then I had kids. They are a whole new level of work avoidance. Playing piano. There's so much competition, and there's always an Asian kid 93832x better than you. I practice every day, and have been playing for 10 years, and Languages. I played in a piano competition at age 16. Back then, I fancied myself a pretty good pianist, and there was this teenage girl who went on stage, sat down in front of the piano, and calmly blew all of us other contestants away with ease. She played Maurice Ravel's Judo, and she was absolutely captivating. Within about 30 seconds, I think we all knew she was going to win first prize. After a few minutes, I felt the judges ought to end the contest right then and there, and just give her the trophy. Even now, over a decade later, I'm still in awe of her. She did it with so much grace, dignity, and style. I only wish I knew her name. I was actually a really good wrestler in high school. I went to state as a freshman, got 4th as a sophomore, 2nd as a junior, and then won state my senior year. During the summer before my senior year my team went to a wrestling camp. My coach knew the coach of another team in another state, and we went there to practice with them for a week. I was the best wrestler on my team and I beat everyone on their team also. The 3rd day of camp some guy came in to wrestle with us. I didn't know who he was, but we were about the same size so I challenged him. This guy proceeded to F me up for the next hour. I didn't score a single point on him, and he did whatever the F he wanted to me. I was completely helpless, Come to find out he was a 2-time Division II national champion in college, and a 3-time All-American. I learned that there are levels to that crap and I got a massive dose of humility. Smash Brothers. It seems like a casual Nintendo game at first, but it has a really high skill ceiling. You can be the best in your school, and you can always manage to forestock everyone. But if you play against someone that played it on a competitive level, you notice how little you actually know about the game, even after playing it for 5,000 hours. Disc golf. Thought I was hot crap till I went to the World Championship. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell for more stories delivered to you. Thanks for listening. See you later.